Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to this late edition of the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram today. As you know, today what I'm going to do as far as this Cricket Happening Show is concerned is I'm going to go back to yesterday's match because that was a match which I didn't cover, and that was a match between West Indies and Bangladesh, where Bangladesh, in reply to West Indies, who made 247, were all out for just 70 runs. It was a crushing victory by the West Indies over Bangladesh by 177 runs at the St. George Stadium in Grenada. That was the second ODI, and West Indies have already won the series 2-0 now against Bangladesh. But what was very, very shocking was the way the Bangladesh batsman absolutely caved out. In the sense, Tamim Iqbal was the only person who offered a semblance of a resistance with 37. There was not a single Bangladeshi player who could reach double figures. Such was the ignominious defeat that Bangladesh suffered at the hands of the West Indies. So I will briefly talk on that. That was yesterday's match. Now, the second match that I'm going to talk about is today. There was an exciting one-day international match which happened. This was the first one-day international match of the series, and this was played between Pakistan and Sri Lanka and in Hambantota. Well, Sri Lanka, they recovered through a very good partnership for the fifth wicket, 145-run partnership for the fifth wicket between Mahela Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews to score 275 for 7, and Pakistan were in real strife right from the word go. In fact, they were reduced to 106 for 5 when Misbah-ul Haq departed, the captain of the team, and after that today's hero was, and the man of the match was, Sohaib Maqsood. Now a situation where Pakistan required 9 runs per over, and that was what Sohaib Maqsood did, and the way he played, let me tell you, he really played in a very sensible manner, and he was the one, along with Fawad Alam, who played a gritty innings of 62. Sohaib Maqsood took them to victory, and that too, he took them to victory in a match which was actually reduced to 45 overs a side game, and he took them to victory in the penultimate ball which was bowled. The penultimate ball, he got a victory for them in the penultimate ball when Shahid Afridi actually hit a boundary, but Sohaib Maqsood was there. He was the one who was the architect of this victory, and this was a time where probably Sri Lanka would have not expected this, but Sohaib Maqsood really showed his class here by batting superbly and slamming some very good shots through the offside to make an unbeaten 89 of 73 deliveries with 9 fours, and Pakistan went on to win the match by 4 wickets, thus taking a 1-0 lead in the 3-match one-day series. Now, the next thing that I would like to talk about is I would like to take you down to England, where today it was a big day in England at Edgbaston in Birmingham, and the reason that it was because of the Natwest T20 Blast finals who were being played between Warwickshire and Lancashire, and that was a very close match which went down to the wire, and finally the victors of the Natwest T20 Blast 2014 were Warwickshire, were the new champions with they won the match by just 4 runs, which I would like to talk about. So Warwickshire are the new champions of the Natwest T20 Blast here in England. So I'll come back to that. So we'll go step by step. First we'll have a look at the match between West Indies and Bangladesh, which, as said, was the second one-day international, which also West Indies were the ones actually who batted first, and they threw up a score of 247 for 7 of their 50 overs, with Chris Gayle making 58 of 67 balls with 3 fours and 5 sixes, 53 from Darren Bravo of 82 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. Very sincere contributions coming in from Dinesh Ramadhin, the wicketkeeper, 34 of 51 balls with 1 4. Simmons contributing 40 of 61 balls with 3 fours, and Kieran Pollard making 26 of 20 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. And West Indies went on to a score of 247 for 7 of 50 overs. And one thought that Bangladesh has still done a good job in restricting West Indies in a minimum of 50 overs to 247 for 7. The bowling, Mashrafe Murtaza was the pick of the bowlers. He was absolutely on the mark. He kept the ball. He really made the ball talk yesterday, and he had figures of 10 overs, 1 made and 39 runs and 3 wickets, which was good to see. Al-Hameen Hussain was 10 overs, 1 made and 2 for 60. It was a bit costly, but he took 2 wickets. 1 for 47 for Mahmudullah, 1 for 47 for Sohail Ghazi, the off spinner. Nasir Hussain 1 over for 8 runs, and Abdul Razak was drafted into the team, bowled 10 overs for 43 runs. Now Bangladesh were set a target of 247 to win, and they had everything to go for, but let me tell you, the only person, in fact Bangladesh capitulated to the West Indies spinners, I would say, and also the pacers. In fact, they had no answer to any of the West Indies bowlers. As if we look at the West Indies bowling, let's start off with Sunil Narine, who was the man of the match. He really spun a web around the Bangladeshi batsmen. 7 overs, no maiden, 13 runs and 3 wickets, which was splendid bowling figures. He got the man of the match award for him. Kemar Roche also stuck to his task pretty well. 6 overs, 2 maidens, 19 runs and 3 wickets. Ravi Rampal, 5.4 overs, 1 maiden, 21 runs and 2 wickets for him. And Jason Holder, 6 overs, no maiden, 1 for 17, was the one who provided the breakthrough by dismissing Anamul Haq, the first one-day international centurion, for 7. And after that, Tamim Iqbal, as I said, Bangladesh had absolutely no answer, and this was not a performance that one would have expected from Bangladesh, and this is not good going for Bangladesh, let me tell you, considering that they would be a part of the World Cup 2015 in Australia and New Zealand. So Bangladesh, Tamim Iqbal, as I said, was the highest scorer, and he was the only person who actually reached double figures of 37 of 50 balls with 5 fours. Other than that, we have a telephone number ringing here in the form of Anamul Haq out for 7 of 8 balls with 1 6. Imrul Kais was out for 1. Shamsur Rahman was out for 4. Mushfiqur Rahim was out for 6. Mahmudullah for a duck. Nasir Hussain for a 6. Sohail Ghazi for 2. Mashrafe Murtaza for 2. Al-Amin Hussain for naught. And Abdul Razak was not out on naught. And Bangladesh absolutely decimated by the West Indies. And Bangladesh all out for 70, resulting in a crushing 177 run victory for the West Indians. And that also had them winning the series 2-0 with 1 more match to go. As far as the bowling was concerned, I have already spoken about the bowling. So West Indies leading the 3-match series 2-0. Sunil Narine was named man of the match, the 3rd one-day international. I reckon it's coming up on 25th. I reckon it's on a Monday. I just need to check my calendar. But 3rd one-day international is going to be played at a different ground. It's at Basseterre. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Now let's go on to the next match. As I said, the first one-day international between Sri Lanka and Pakistan today, which was played, the first one-day match of the series, played at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium, Surya Vaveva Hambantota. Well, it was Sri Lanka who batted first, and Sri Lanka were not doing well at all. They were really struggling. Today Mohammad Irfan came into the Pakistani team, and the first wicket to go was Upal Taranga and Tilak Dilshan, and it was the first wicket to go was of Dilshan. Now Dilshan was a victim of the bowling of Mohammad Irfan, who made his comeback into the one-day international team of Pakistan after quite a long time, after being laid off due to injury, and here he was coming into Pakistani colours and providing the breakthrough pretty quickly when he dismissed Tilak Dilshan, the dangerous player, as he was gone with a ball that straightened on him, and Dilshan was out. LBW bowled Irfan for 6. After that, it was Taranga made 18 of 23 balls with 1-4. Kumar Sangakkara was out for 25, 40 balls with 4 fours. But then suddenly there was a sort of real sting in the tail for the Pakistanis when they went on to take the 4th wicket, when Dinesh Chandimal, who was preferred to Lahira Thiramani in this particular match, which was a bit of a surprise. As you know, Dinesh Chandimal has always been a suspect of short ball, and then he was demoted and he was sent to play England A, and over there he scored 2 centuries, and that was what prompted the Sri Lankan think tank to probably prefer Dinesh Chandimal in preference to Lairu Thirumane, which for me came as a surprise. And well, that experiment definitely failed. Now Dinesh Chandimal, let me tell you, was really tested. In that particular over that he was out, he was tested by Mohammad Irfan, the tallest bowler in world cricket today, by peppering him with a lot of bouncers, and he was visibly shaken by that. And then the temptation was really, in fact, he was really keeping the balls down. In fact, 3 balls were bowled by Mohammad Irfan, and the balls were kept down by Chandimal, really resisting the temptation to play a hook shot. But then Mohammad Irfan was too smart for Chandimal, as he actually bowled a delivery which Chandimal, once again it was a short delivery, but this time Dinesh Chandimal couldn't resist the temptation. He went for a pull shot, the ball went into the air, Wahab Riaz took the catch, and Chandimal was gone. And suddenly the Sri Lankan innings was in real trouble at that particular stage, when the score read 75 for 4 after 18th overs. And then it was the turn of Mahela Jayawardene along with Angelo Matthews to really at 75 for 4, one thought that Misbah-ul Haq's captaincy was something which was a bit surprising, because when he saw that Mahela Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews were there, immediately Misbah-ul Haq actually went to the spinners, and he started bringing all the spinners into the mix. Like he started bringing Mohammad Hafiz, Shahid Afridi, and everybody, and that really enabled, I thought, for Mahela Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews to really settle down. And the early initiative which was taken by Pakistan was completely lost when these 2 batsmen, Mahela Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews, put on a very good partnership. It was a real recovery by the Sri Lankans, I thought, with this partnership. And this partnership went on to add almost 117 runs for the 5th wicket, with Mahela Jayawardene's contribution being 63 of 66 balls, the 8 fours, and Angelo Matthews, as always, one knows about what Angelo Matthews does. As you know, he has become a sort of a real central figure in Sri Lankan cricket nowadays, and what he did is he really played a wonderful knock once again into really resurrecting the Sri Lankan innings, when he made 89 of 85 balls with 9 fours and 2 sixes, and that was the time the score read 247 for 7, and that was in the 44th over. In fact, as you know, this match was actually truncated due to rain, and the overs were reduced to 45, and here he was. Ashan Priyanjan came in, the Tisra Pereira was there, he was also gone for 13. And when Ashan Priyanjan entered, when Angelo Matthews was out, and that was in the 44th over, and let me tell you, in fact, I thought that Sri Lanka would have really struggled to get even to that mark. With only, if you look at it, the 44th over, the first delivery, Angelo Matthews was out, and there were only 11 legal balls remaining. And look at what Ashan Priyanjan did. He just took it upon himself. And what was good to see about Ashan Priyanjan was that he decided that he's going to really smoke the bowlers, and the approach was something which was pretty good, because at times he used to shuffle on the offside and flick the offside balls onto the leg side. Sometimes he used to give room for himself outside the leg stump and smack the bowlers. He also hit he hit 9 fours, and what a knock that was. That was a pretty entertaining knock from Ashan Priyanjan, as Ashan Priyanjan kept on confusing the Pakistani bowlers by smacking them for fours, and the way he did it was something which was some great innovation. And he also played the lap stroke, and finally Ashan Priyanjan ending with an unbeaten 39 of just 15 deliveries with 8 fours to take the Sri Lankan total to real respectability at 275 for 7. Now, as far as the bowling was concerned, the bowling, well, Irfan had 2 for 48 on his return. Junaid Khan was absolutely taken to the cleaners today. His 9 overs went for 75 runs without a wicket to his name. Wahab Riaz's 9 overs cost him 50 runs, but he took 3 wickets. Hafiz bowled well, 8 overs, 1 for 32. Afridi received some tap from the Sri Lankan batsman, 9 overs, no maiden, none for 57. Fawad Alam, 1 over for 10 runs. As far as the Pakistani reply was concerned, 275 was still a good score for Sri Lanka, but the pitch was playing good, so that was the good thing for Pakistan. And well, they had a decent start. They put on 39 for the first wicket, the Pakistani openers, Ahmed Shahzad and Mohammad Hafiz, before Angelo Matthews was the one who actually picked up the wickets. First he picked up the wicket of Mohammad Hafiz, LBW, for 21 of 23 balls with 3 fours. Then it was the turn of Yunus Khan to be a victim of Matthews for 3. That made it 47 for 2. And definitely this Pakistani innings was also having a similar ring as to the Sri Lankan innings, as they started losing wickets. And then Umar Akmal was a victim of Pereira trying to hoik Pereira into the stands. Malinga taking a good catch. He was gone for 15 of 12 balls with 2 fours. That made it 79 for 3 in the 16th over. And then when Ahmed Shahzad, who was doing all the hard work there, finally was gone, bowled by Pereira for 49 of 61 balls with 5 fours. It was looking like Pakistan were really slumping. And then to make matters worse, the most reliable batsman and the captain of the Pakistani team, Misbah-ul Haq's wicket was gone, as Misbah-ul Haq was a victim of the bowling of Herat, who actually got a ball which turned across, and Misbah-ul Haq was gone, caught behind for 13. And it looked like things were not looking good when Misbah-ul Haq was gone, and the score was reading 106 for 5 at that stage after 23 overs. And then things were looking pretty bleak for Pakistan, and one probably thought that it was a big hole from which Pakistan had to really dig themselves out, and that came in the form of Fawad Alam, who played a very gritty knock. He stayed put at the wicket and also rotated the strike well, but the hero, as I said, was Sohaib Maqsood. He came in. When Fawad Alam and Sohaib Maqsood were there at the wicket, it was almost like 9 runs were required. In fact, when Misbah-ul Haq departed, the score was 106 for 5, and it was the 23rd over. So 22 overs remained to get the balanced runs for Pakistan. It was a big task for Pakistan, let me tell you. But I thought Sohaib Maqsood played a very sensible knock. In fact, he decided that in each over he would try to hit a boundary, and that is something which he did it to perfection, I thought. And he was also very strong through the offside, and he really played with a very with lots of maturity, and Fawad Alam was giving him good company. And suddenly, as I said, for Sri Lanka, it was the 5th wicket partition between Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews, but definitely they finished on the losing side. But for Pakistan, this was a partnership. From 106, it blossomed to 253, thanks to Sohaib Maqsood, who contributed 89 of 73 balls with 9 fours, and Fawad Alam, who contributed 62 of 61 balls with 7 fours. Thus Pakistan registering victory. Shahid Afridi was the one who was there, but this partnership was broken at 253, so it was almost 145 runs added in 117 balls by Fawad Alam and Sohaib Maqsood, who looks a real talent. And then when Fawad Alam was out, dismissed by Malinga, there was nothing sort of, but still there were still some runs to get, even though Shahid Afridi was at the crease. But Sohaib Maqsood made sure that there won't be any tensions in the camp, as he finished with an unbeaten 89 of 73 balls with 9 fours. Shahid Afridi was the one who did the winning hit when he smoked Kulashekara for a boundary. He was not out on 14 of 10 balls with 2 fours. 277 for 6 was the final tally for Pakistan, and that was it. Pakistan had actually won the match, won the first one-day international in a brilliant way, I thought, thanks to Sohaib Maqsood, who was the man of the match, and Pakistan lead the 3-match series 1-0. The bowling, well, today let me tell you, Sohaib Maqsood played Lasith Malinga very well. In fact, Lasith Malinga was really mixing up his balls as he normally does. But I thought Sohaib Maqsood was pretty equal to the challenge. He kept the Yorkers away, and he also took some runs of Malinga. As I said, it was a mature and a very sensible approach by Sohaib Maqsood, which took Pakistan to victory. There were absolutely no hopers at 106 for 5 in the 23rd over, and it was Sohaib Maqsood and Fawad Alam who changed the equation for Pakistan. Kulashekara 8.5 overs, no maiden, none for 56 was costly. Angela Matthews provided the breakthroughs, 9 overs 2 for 48. Pereira 7 overs 2 for 43 also bowled well. 9 overs 1 for 49 for Herat, 2 overs for 17 for Tilagatne Dilshan, and that was it. The first 20 international match won by Pakistan by 4 wickets with 1 ball remaining. And the penultimate bout was decided by the Duckworth Lewis because of the only 45 overs side match, which was reduced due to rain, and the penultimate ball is what Saeed Afridi hit a boundary to win the match for Pakistan. So now the last thing in this cricket happening show would be the Natwest T20 Blast final, where Warwickshire clashed against Lancashire today at Edgbaston in Birmingham. Warwickshire were the ones who batted first. They put 181 for 5 on the board of 20 overs, with the highest score being scored by Evans, who made 53 of 30 balls with 2 fours and 4 sixes. And in reply, Lancashire fell 4 runs short. It was a good chase there. They were just fell 4 runs short, with Brown being the highest scorer with 55 of 28 balls with 3 fours and 4 sixes. As I said, the match went down to the wire. Andrew Flintoff was still there. He had already cracked 2 sixes in an unbeaten knock of 20 of 8 balls with 2 sixes. But it was I thought with Andrew Flintoff there, probably Lancashire would have thought that they could actually win this match. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was all over. Warwickshire won the 2014 NatWest T20 Blast, so they are the new champions of NatWest T20 Blast 2014. LJ Evans of Warwickshire was named man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, on this note, your host Ram would like to end the cricket happening show, this late cricket happening show, as usual on a Saturday, by saying a big good night to all those dear friends and subscribers of cricket happenings. Thank you.